Do me a favor.
I've indulged you. I've given you your 15 minutes.
You haven't answered any of the questions.
You're a complete and total embarrassment.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself in your district right now, and you're going down to defeat next year.
Washington, D.C. just gave us one of the most chaotic hallway showdowns in recent memory. Not between protesters, not between activists, but between two sitting members of Congress. A Democratic leader and a House Republican went nose to nose, shouting over each other about taxes, health care, and who really works for the American people. And yes, it ended with the words, "Keep your mouth shut." But behind the shouting match lies something much deeper, a fight over economic identity, the soul of the middle class, and the future of health care subsidies for millions of Americans.
We got a one-year extension. Why don't we sign on right now?
Let me ask you a question. Did you get permission from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald Trump?
You can easily extend the ACA
Did your
right
boss,
now.
Donald Trump,
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. And by the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did
I
you vote to
didn't-
shut it
Let me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
No,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to this.
You're embarrassing yourself right now.
You could sign on to this. The only
You're
embarrassment
chasing
here is
clout.
you.
You're an embarrassment.
You could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me
Why
ask you a
won't you
question.
sign on
Let me ask
to
you a
it?
question.
It's a
Let
clean
me ask
extension
you a
for 1
question.
year.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a tax cut bill that gave the largest tax cut to Americans in history, including, by the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing
Do you
yourself
want to
right now.
cut the standard deduction in
The
half? Is that what
largest
you
cut
wanted
to
to do?
Medicaid in
No, we
American
rooted out
history. You voted
waste,
for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the
You
way.
voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New
Let
York,
me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2 billion
If you're
were
gonna-
wasted.
Listen, you're not going to talk. You're not going to talk to me.
Wasted
You're not going to talk to me
fraud
and talk
and
over
non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
paid.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why
Go
don't you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you
is
showed
that-
up.
is that the way to
you
talk?
showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one
I
big
signed
ugly
on
bill.
to this. You can extend it right
A
now.
permanent extension of massive tax breaks for your billionaire donors.
So 90% of
So
Americans.
they can get a permanent extension.
90% of Americans
but working
take the
class
standard
Americans
deduction.
can't? Is that right?
90% of Americans take the standard deduction.
Is that
right?
right?
If you had your way, the standard deduction would have been cut in half. That
No
would have been
one-
a massive tax increase
no one-
on Americans all across the country.
You're
You support
here,
that?
unfortunately.
You're against
to do
lifting the cap on
bidding
salt?
Of your billionaire donors.
The
That's
billionaire
unfortunate.
donors lifting the
That's
cap on
correct.
salt. We put a income cap in place.
Why are you here right now?
An income
Where the
cap.
re- where
Well,
the rest
didn't
of
you
your
want all
Republican
Republicans
colleagues?
to be here?
Where
I'm
the
here.
rest, where are the rest of your Republican
You wanted
colleagues?
Republicans to be here. I'm here.
Why are you
And
here?
by the way,
Why-
you can
Why-
pass an ACA extension right now. Sign
your
on to this
boss-
bill.
Did your boss
sign
Donald
on
Trump-
to the bill?
Is your boss Donald Trump behind that?
HR 5145. Why don't you get on it?
Mike, is your boss Donald Trump behind that?
Why won't you get on it?
Because you don't work for the American people.
Oh, I do. I
You
work
don't
for the
in
people of
the
New
17th
York. I
congressional
work for the
district.
people of my district.
Is that why you? Is that
I'm
why
here.
You got 140.
And by the way, I voted for a clean CR to keep the government open
Mike,
and funded.
you're-
You voted to shut it
You're
down.
embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah, leader, with all due
Well, as we
respect,
would say
you're
back
the
in Bill,
one.
why are you playing yourself?
You're the one
Why are you
who
playing
actually
yourself with
voted
these
to shut
theatrics?
the government down.
Actually, you
It's
know
sad.
that's not true.
It's sad. You voted to shut the government down.
Do Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the president?
Right, and
correct?
you're smart enough to know
Is
that
that
you
right?
need 60 votes in the Senate,
Is
right?
that right? No.
Do you need 60 votes in the
Were
Senate or no?
60 votes needed to pass your one big ugly bill?
Reconciliation, which you
Was
did with
60
the IRA,
was 60
boy, that really reduced inflation.
Are
You
you
did a
trying to
great job
elevate
there.
yourself because you're afraid
I'm not
you're
trying to
about
elevate
lose
myself.
re-election?
No, I'm not going to lose
Let me ask you a
re-election.
question.
You spent $42 million last cycle. You didn't do that great.
Why aren't you running for governor right now?
Because I actually enjoy this job, and I'm here to do it. And by the way, you could actually pass
enjoy being a
a
lackey for
subsidy
Donald
right
Trump?
now
Is that
to
right?
ensure that people don't have health care premiums going up. Why won't you support this one-year bill?
Let me ask you a question.
Tom Swazi's on it, Jared Golden,
Let me ask you a question.
Marie Blusenkamp-Perez. Are they wrong? Don Davis?
Your other boss,
Are they wrong?
Your other boss, Mike Johnson. I challenged him to a debate
Yeah.
on the floor. Did he send you?
No, I'm here on
his
my
behalf,
behalf
'cause
of
he's
my
afraid to
constituents
debate, is
because
that
you
right?
shut the government down. And my constituents are suffering as a result of your ridiculous ploy because you're so afraid of Zohran Mamdani. By the way, when are you endorsing him?
By the way,
do you endorse him for mayor?
First of all, are
Are you going to endorse him for mayor?
Listen, you're a complete and total embarrassment right now.
Oh, why is that? Because you don't want to answer the question?
Is this supposed to be a video for your failed
You don't want
re-election?
to. You don't want to answer the question. Do you support Zohran? By the way, did you see his statement yesterday?
Listen.
An embarrassment on October 7th, blaming the Jews. You support that? Should he be the Democratic nominee for mayor?
First of all, I don't answer to you. You
Should
don't
he be
even
the Democratic
answer to
mayor?
yourself.
Should he be the
You don't
Democratic
even-
nominee
I'll
for
answer
mayor?
whatever questions I need to answer about
Okay,
the
so
mayor's
you think
race,
his statement
about the Ameri-
yesterday was okay?
First of all,
All right. That's sad.
First of all,
It's unfortunate.
Don't come with this phony
These are bills.
bill. No.
These
no,
are
no.
bills. They're not phony.
It's
They're
not
real
a bill
bills.
that Republicans are even prepared to bring
There's
to the floor.
There's 11 Republicans on it. There's 4 Democrats. It's a bipartisan bill to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies. If you believe in it so
do you
so
understand
much,
math?
why won't you sign on
Do
to
you
it?
understand math?
You could get your whole conference to
You
sign
have
on today.
220
Your whole conference could sign on to
There
this.
are 220 Republicans
Right.
in the House right now.
You have
You come to a
215
bill with me
Democrats.
with 11?
You have 215
Is that right?
Democrats. Well, how many votes does it take in the House?
Are you-
218.
Are you mathematically challenged, bro?
No, I think you are. You have 215 Democrats. You could all sign on to this
Do
today
me a
with
favor.
11 Republicans.
Do
It'd
me
be
a
great.
favor.
It'd be
I've
great.
indulged you. I've given you your 15
You
minutes of
haven't
fame.
answered any of the questions.
You're a
but sure.
complete and total embarrassment.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself in your district right now, and you're going down to defeat
Oh, I
next
know.
year.
Let's fact-check a few claims. On the tax cuts, the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act did lower taxes for most Americans initially. But according to the Congressional Budget Office, the benefits disproportionately favored higher income earners and corporations over time. On the ACA subsidies, data from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services confirms the subsidies kept premiums stable for millions, especially in high-cost states like New York and California. However, making them permanent would cost an estimated $183 billion over 10 years. On the government shutdown claim, the Democrat accuses the Republican of voting to shut down the government. That depends on timing. Some GOP members did oppose short-term funding bills to force spending cuts, though not all directly voted for a shutdown. So, the truth? Both are spinning partial facts to score political points. But this debate isn't just about policy. It's about branding. Republicans want to be seen as the party of fiscal discipline. Democrats want to be seen as the party protecting everyday Americans from rising costs. Both are right and wrong, depending on where you stand. In a 2025 election cycle dominated by inflation, healthcare costs, and economic anxiety, both parties are scrambling to own the middle-class story. When one side says, "Sign the bill," and the other says, "You're embarrassing yourself," what they're really saying is, "I want the headlines, not the policy details." It's performance politics. And in a media-driven Congress, the hallway might just be the new debate stage.